What is up, guys? It is Coasters and Things here today, back again with another coaster review. Today's review is of Mr. Freeze Reverse Blast at Six Flags St. Louis and Six Flags Over Texas. These are two Premier Rides LIM shuttle coasters. They are mirrored images of each other, by the way. They both opened in 1998. They were originally supposed to open in 1997, but were delayed until 98 due to issues with the linear induction motors. Now, I have only ridden one of these, the Six Flags St. Louis one, so that is the one I'll be referring to when discussing this coaster, but I imagine most everything I say can also apply to the one at Six Flags Over Texas, just reversed. So the Mr. Freeze clones are themed to the DC Universe supervillain, Mr. Freeze. He is one of Batman's arch nemeses. I do believe these are the only Mr. Freeze-themed rides at Six Flags parks. The queue lines for these coasters are very different. The one at St. Louis is mostly outdoors, while the one at Over Texas is all indoors. You enter into the station, known as Snowy Cone's Ice Cream Factory, aka Mr. Freeze's lair. And actually, it was kinda cold in the station, which I thought was funny. You could say this is a very cool coaster. Anyway, enough of the bad puns. I got two rides on the one at Six Flags St. Louis. When I went to St. Louis, they were only having every other row open, and the front row was closed off, so I got second to front, which in this case was the front, and also rode in the middle. So no, I didn't get to ride in the back, but it's fine. So you step into the train and pull down your lap bar. When these coasters first opened, they originally had over-the-shoulder restraints, but were eventually switched out to lap bars. Thank you, Six Flags, for that. Lap bars are so much better than over-the-shoulder restraints. That being said, I do have a couple of gripes with these lap bars. They are very bulky and have shin guards. If you've ridden Flight of Fear at Kings Island or Kings Dominion, Poltergeist at Six Flags Fiesta Texas, or Joker's Jinx at Six Flags America, those all feature the same lap bars as well. That being said, the big size of the lap bars aren't enough to take away from the ride. So when your restraints have been checked, you slide over onto the transfer track, now in line with the launch. I am going to be using the POV of the Six Flags St. Louis version to talk about the layout, as that's the one I have experienced. Everything I say will be the opposite of the Six Flags Over Texas one as far as direction goes. When we slid over onto the launch track, I was so nervous. I was like, oh my gosh, this is about to happen. The linear induction motors fill up with negative electricity, and when that electricity is triggered, you shoot down the launch track in a tunnel backwards. This launch is so intense, guys. For one, it's very forceful. For another, being backwards adds another level of fear factor to it. You max out at 70 miles an hour on this launch. Yes, you hit 70 miles an hour backwards. That's unbelievable that a coaster can go that fast backwards. This is easily the best backwards launch I have experienced on a coaster. When you blast out of the ice cream factory, you shoot up into one of my all-time favorite elements. This is the inverted top hat. You're going full speed backwards and then it's like boom, you're upside down. This is a legendary element on these Mr. Freeze clones, and it lived up to the hype. You get some really good hang time on this. This is the signature move for this coaster, and it did not disappoint. Immediately after the inverted top hat, you come down and up into a massive overbank turn. Now the overbank turn is a little jittery. Right in the middle of it, in particular, you can feel it jerk you, but again, it doesn't hurt the ride. After that, you come up into the vertical spike. This is the tallest point of the ride. It's 218 feet tall. Now, you don't actually hit 218 feet. My guess is you hit somewhere between 190 to 200 feet. Remember, you only achieve that if you're in the back row because this is a shuttle coaster. And you would think gravity would just start pulling you back down again, but nope, there's LIMs on the spike too. These push you up even higher. Right when you think you're going to fall back down, it's like, nope, we keep going up for another couple of seconds. When you finally hit the max height, the direction of flow of the electricity in the LIMs reverse, and they shoot you down forwards faster than gravity. when you hit the bottom of the spike going down, this is the roughest point of the ride. I didn't know about that going into it, and so I was like, whoa, that was kinda rough. This moment can jar you if you don't know about it. So yeah, brace for this moment and you should be fine. And another thing, it feels faster going this way than it did going backwards. I heard a long time ago that it actually is faster after you fall back down from the spike, but I don't know if that's true or not. Anyways, next you go back through the overbanked curve again, once again a bit jittery, and up into the inverted top hat once more. What's cool about these coasters is you get to experience all these elements twice, first backwards, then forwards. This time the inverted top hat feels much faster than the first time. To finish off the ride, you dive down, back into the station, and the brakes kick in. When I got off this ride for the first time, I was floored. I was like, oh my goodness, what just happened? I didn't know what had happened the first time. The whole thing happens in about 40 seconds. After I got off the first time, I immediately got back in line for my second ride. I very much enjoyed Mr. Freeze. This coaster exceeded my expectations. It was my favorite coaster at Six Flags St. Louis, by the way. I imagine whenever I get to Six Flags Over Texas, it'll be my second favorite coaster there, behind New Texas Giant. Fun fact, there was supposed to actually be a third one of these built at Six Flags Great America, but after all the problems the first two encountered in the first season, they canceled it, which is a shame. It'd be one of the best rides at Great America if it had gotten built. Parks Pros did a video on it, which you can click on now in the top right-hand corner. That being said, this was my most anticipated coaster at Six Flags St. Louis, and I was still blown away by it. This ride, as of right now, is in my top 25. For Mr. Freeze Reverse Blast's overall score, I will give it an 8.5 out of 10. If you like intense rides, then you'll love Mr. Freeze. I had always wanted to ride one of these Mr. Freeze clones, and it was every bit as good as I had heard. I loved every second of this ride, and I hope to experience the Six Flags Over Texas version someday. If you've ridden Mr. Freeze at either of the two parks, let me know what you think of it down below. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and this is Coasters and Things signing out.